Whole team shining, we stars, big dip. Get a lot of haystack gang in the sip. What it do, James? Nigga, real nigga. You gotta kill me, nigga. Smile in my face behind my back, you trying to kill me, nigga. You say you got beef, say what you wanna do. You screaming, fuck me, now, nigga, fuck you. You ain't hard at me. Couple kick, dough, couple robbery. Nigga get extorted, get aborted, he don't pay the fee. Posted in the north, got into the pole recipe. I be cooking chicken, bitch. I thought we were missing me. I got all my hater, man. I know that they sick of me. Who the fuck you think he is, motherfucking empty? Honestly, pay them no attention, lay up under me. Haters call me beast because I'm everywhere they wanna be. Ladies, man, kept me with more hundreds than a bumblebee. Say she got a husband, but she always wanna suck me. State gang, true simple, who these niggas wanna be. I've been getting money since a youngin'. I've been pushing beats, stay hey, gotta watch your back when you're in the street. Friends, turn the phones, never know who your enemy. I was in Detroit, men keep the same energy. West side down the slide, I don't think you feeling me. I was on some demon time, nigga talking about killing me. They no business, let's see all that shit that you gon' do to me. Come outside, why you scared? I thought that you been a G. We don't bluff, we pulling up, we dipping down in Tennessee. Riding through the city, I'm winning, I got my nine. Nigga really kidding, they get it, I got the gun. When the white square, I'm serving them. Yes, Margie, I'm in the dark. I'm gonna do a regular live tomorrow with a stream, y'all. I gotta switch them up. I gotta alternate. Hey, Carla. We talking about Gypsy Rose anyway. Ain't nothing to see. Shawty, she a keeper, smoke that reefer, preferred by the father. I do this for my kids, my sons and my daughter. Get treated like a king. Hoes call me sire. One look like Lotto, the other look like Maya. My plug, he ain't playing. He only talking numbers. I got a wicked and shippy. My money coming in bundles. Different flavors of kush, orange, grape, and apple. If a nigga try me, it's gonna be a disaster. Dope money and bitches, pimp robbers and snitches. It's all in my hood. My homies say that I'm bitches. I really can't complain. Shit starting to change. The product of my vibe. They tell me who can I play. Nick like a laser. On my shawty. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Carla. Riding through the city, I'm with it. I got my nine. Nigga really fit it. They get it. I got the game. With the white squares, but serving them on the same. Live beats, baby. She born. She come for pain. Riding through the city, I'm with it. I got my nine. Nigga really fit it. They get it. I got the game. With the white squares, they serving them on the same. Live beats, baby. She born. She come for pain. Riding through the city, I'm with it. I got my nine. Nigga really fit it. They get it. I got the game. With the white squares, they serving them on the same. Live beats, baby. She born. She come for pain. Riding through the city, I'm with it. I got my nine. Nigga really fit it. They get it. I got the game. With the white squares, they serving them on the same. Live beats, baby. She born. She come for pain. Whole team shining, we stars, big tip. Get a lot of hate, gang in the city. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening. How y'all doing today? YouTube news. I don't really have much YouTube news. I have been seeing that the old Vaughn girl, everybody is clapping back at her. See, it was one point everybody was ignoring her, nobody was throwing shots to her fat ass husband. Now everybody is going at her. Now it was funny to me when I saw Dirty Delete's video today, because when I posted the nigga pictures the other day, I said ignore her square feet. This nigga done put together a video with her wiggling the toes and everything. It is Dirty Delete, don't he? Dirty Delete's normally I don't know if it's a he or she, but they normally don't just do the little personal attacks. You had to piss Dirty Deletes off. They came at you. It was good. It was funny. I also heard that she been talking about John Frank's child, so he gonna be outside real soon. Let's see. In the other news, Truth traumatized me again with the Gay Nigga Chronicles. I can't with Diamante. He be doing the most. TikTok bans, y'all heard. Don't worry, it still got to go through the Senate and then through another thing before it's not gonna happen. The mayor of Dalton, she is now being sued by a third person for wrongful termination. Plus, she is getting flack from the other job she got. The woman she make 200,000. She's asking the 17 mayors to increase taxes by $42 per year on people that own property, and they're like, "We will if you tell us what you're gonna do with the money." And she hasn't told them what she's gonna do with the money, so it's 11 of them that sent out a letter saying no. Tell her no. That's where we at on that. Oh, I guess tomorrow. I don't know if y'all saw the video where Rashawn Jackson did Monique's son did an interview where he responded back to her saying "fuck on stage." The interview was interesting. He said some good things. The co-host, I mean, not the co-host, the host of the show was annoying, and I should have known as much when he said he was there to be devil's advocate. He was just going to be a dick. So I think I'm going to review that one tomorrow, unless some new shit pop off that's pressing. But without further ado, we're going to get into Gypsy Rose. I don't know who she is other than she looked like Honey Boo Boo. It was suggested to me to do this, and sometimes I take suggestions. So what I have planned is we're going to do the Gypsy Rose documentary first. Why is that video in there? And then we're going to do a video of her speaking out after she got out of jail, and then there's another video we're gonna watch that of some jailhouse confessions she had, whatever the hell that is. So that's what we're doing tonight. It's just a good old boring crime show. That's what we here to do. Y'all ready? I'm waiting. I don't know if Truth may be late because I was late. She be petty. She be liking to get her lick back. She be playing tit for tat. So I expect Truth in like 20 minutes or so. You too, YT, you over yonder. What are you talking about? Over well. Oh God, y'all being nosy. Where y'all at now, Marge? Your ass out. Stay at home. Don't your ass get tired of running the streets? Too old for this shit, Marge. Sit down. No, don't be looking, Truth. Why is you looking? It's just like a nigga to wait till they hear their name and pop out. So you ain't want to pop out before I said your name? Margie, yep, that crazy bitch outside. Who are y'all? Can y'all tell me who y'all talk about? I'm nosy. This story is anything but bull. I consider again this to the north. It's not the typical YouTube drama that people expect out of me, so I call it boring. I call it boring. Sure, sure, you got you a problem on your hand now. You getting a whole bunch of men in your chat and they just noticing your titties. You're gonna have to do something about this. You're gonna have to either move the camera away. You're gonna have to wear you a sweater all the time. But are you just gonna have to come on it live in a tank top one day. I'm just giving you some suggestions because the men over there are running amok. Sure, they are. That's what they're doing. I was trying to calm them down. They wouldn't do it. Now you know it's gonna get serious, sure. When one of them niggas come in and be like, "Can I have a wrench?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I give $100 cash app super chat." That's when it's real. But they was acting up in the chat tonight. I think D Truth was a bit jealous. Everybody came in talking about titties. He was blocking. I'm like, look at D Truth. Fight for his woman. Yeah, y'all gonna see me and D Truth argue over Cheryl one of these days. He trying to swoop in. He think he's slick. I'm gonna look here, Chris Wignall. You stay away from Cheryl. She doesn't like racists, okay? What's that other name they call you? Ricky. Look here, Ricky. Stay away from Cheryl, okay? YouTube and Stanky. Where are you, Margie? Did you tell me where you was at, Margie? Missy Lou, Lamar living a hard life. New episode. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Sure, you always looking good. There go James being a simp. James, you got to stop simping in all the chats, James. You asking women, do they want sugar daddies and stuff? That is not how you lead off, sir. Well, I mean, fuck it. If you balling, fuck it. Fuck it. Do what you do. I'm waiting on one of these women to tell me where to head. They just gonna ignore me. They still talking to each other, yet they both didn't heard me say, what the fuck is y'all talking about? Nobody will answer. So y'all just gonna be hard. I'm gonna time y'all ass out. Stay out of my business. Trace stairway from sure she belongs to me. Stay away. I don't want you. You can have you. I'm gonna let you in the true fight over sure. I'm gonna let you in the true fight over sure. I'm gonna watch. Hey, Vice President.
What's up?
I'm trying to figure out what the fuck Marge and yours truly. I'm gonna time their ass out. They think they're gonna keep ignoring me, and I ain't gonna say nothing.
You have to ignore the chat. If you don't, you'll get distracted.
I ain't got started yet, so the distraction is cool. But what y'all ain't tell me where the hell y'all at? This is about some YouTube. Where? We said B-Way Live. I don't know who B-Way is. Never mind. I don't know who that is. Cool. B-Way. You know, just fuck y'all be coming up with these names. E3 Midnight. Y'all get she shows in that outfit all day stanky. Who is y'all? Why is y'all talking about that woman pussy stanky? Who is B-Way? Oh, Broadway, the 357 nigga. Oh, y'all over there being thirsty because he got a beard. Okay. Continue, carry on. Carry on. Y'all better stop that. You know them crazy motherfuckers will come over here. Stop talking about them people. Talking about that pussy stinking stuff. Truth, do you know anything about Gypsy Rose?
A little.
All I know is she looked like Honey Boo Boo.
No, she don't.
McMahon sent to
The
her.
pictures I
Red
seen,
Suit
she
claims
do.
she was down on her luck
Shut
after
up,
her
thing. I didn't try to hit that button. Okay, well, that's where we're getting started, Gypsy Rose. I heard this is a touching story, so I'm here for it. You got any announcements, any presidential items on the docket before we get
No,
started?
I'm just here clocked in not to work.
That's fine. I told y'all she be trying to get her lick back. True.
Wait.
How you gonna get your lick back? And I don't be. When I do some homophobic stuff, then you could when we up here listening to a woman talking about bumping coochies and eating titties and stuff, then you can feel a type of way.
I ain't
You
gonna
can
feel no
feel
kind
some
of way. I
type of
can talk
way.
about it. I'm grown. I ain't feeling something. Y'all just do too much. Y'all do too much.
I repeat, that's because homosexuality between women is accepted. It's not taboo.
Whatever. Whatever.
Y'all don't cringe hearing about sexual activities between women. We do with
I
that.
don't
Just men
cringe
and
listen.
just
I don't cringe listening to sexual activity between nobody. That's crazy.
that's because you're a woman, but a man feels the type of way hearing about say this gay porn. I don't want to envision that
That is
shit.
not gay porn. He is not showing anything. He's only talking about it, sir.
That's gay porn. I'm listening to gay erotic stories. That's gay porn.
No, it's not.
How come it's not?
It's not any visuals, sir. No visuals. Just talk. You can't have a conversation.
No. I told you I'm homophobic, ma'am. Sue me.
I ain't gonna sue you. I'm not gonna sue you.
Look at yours truly talking about nothing wrong with bumping cooches. That what you're saying to the pussy in your face. And it's like, I was just playing. I was just bullshitting. All right, let's get started. Gypsy the rules. Hopefully this video don't get took down, but it is a different channel. It's A&E. A&E typically don't flag me.
I want to start off with saying things are not always as they appear.
This is called Gypsy Rose Blanchard's Infamous Revenge Against Mama. Season 1, Episode 6. What the fuck? Where's episode 5? 1 through 5. Wait a minute, there's more episodes? Hold on, yeah. Let me. This is 7 months ago. Let me make sure I'm on the right one. This is going, damn it. 7 months ago, I ain't gonna be able to find that shit. Do they have playlists? I hope this is the first fucking video. Because this is not, this is gonna be really, 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 really weird. I didn't even think about that when I pulled this up.
I have a question.
6. Huh?
So you have a problem. I'm gonna say you, even though I know it's y'all, but since y'all ain't here, I'm gonna say you. You have a problem sitting on the panel talking, listening to a dude talk about gay sex, but you have no problem being in the chat where everybody talking about titties.
I'm a man. Yes.
Okay,
I
great.
like titties. I'm a man and I love me some titties.
Okay.
So yes, I can listen to men and women talk about titties. I don't want to hear no man talking about his booty getting stretched out. I just don't. There's too much information for me. You don't see the hypocrisy in that truth?
On my side or your side?
On my side, you don't see the hypocrisy in that?
You full of shit. That's what I see. You full of shit.
It be like this sometimes.
I know. I know.
I'm hoping this is the right fucking episode, right? Because it's 7 months back. And it's gonna take too long to scroll back to see where the fuck we at. So I'm hoping this is it.
Oh my goodness, what an incredible mother this is, taking on this challenge of raising a child with so many medical problems.
They believe she might have leukemia, could not walk, was in a wheelchair. I mean, you name it, this girl had it.
What eventually came out fairly quickly was that it was a scam.
The big shock to a lot of people was that she was up and walking around.
At some point, you decided to kill your lover, is that correct?
Yes.
TV, Blanchard had been stabbed multiple times in the back.
Very brutal, extremely, extremely brutal, and almost a severing of her head.
Sorry. Breaking news now, 2 people charged in the murder of
Wait
Dee
a
Dee
minute, they almost decapitated her mama? Jeez.
Blanchard, including her daughter Gypsy and her boyfriend Nicholas Godejohn.
Okay, I'll admit it. I did actually stab her. I will admit it.
Gypsy manipulated Nick, a low-functioning person.
Nick does look slow. He's sitting there in court, he looks slow. Good grief.
Autism. Whose idea was it to kill your mother?
Mine. I don't think we're ever going to get the full story from either one of them as to what actually went down. So the question is, who's the mastermind?
Your wife was in a bar and she got inside.
This is what he's going to tell you.
And I grabbed the gun.
Trying to find the first place to put a body.
No, sir.
The only thing they could do.
I think, we live here in a generous community, Springfield, that likes to look out for one another.
He definitely
A
on the
community that
spectrum.
opened its heart to Dee Dee Blanchard and her daughter Gypsy.
She had moved here after Hurricane Katrina, had this daughter, Gypsy, who had all kinds of medical issues.
They believe she might have leukemia, that she was asthmatic, that she had seizures, she had ear problems, eye problems, she was paralyzed from the waist down, could not.
Wait a minute. She said they believe, not that it's true. What year was this child born? Because medical testing is very, very precise nowadays. You can find out these things while they're still in the womb. When was this child born?
I think, we live here in a generous community, Springfield, that likes to look out for one another.
A community that opened its heart to Dee Dee Blanchard and her daughter Gypsy.
She had moved here after Hurricane Katrina, had this daughter, Gypsy, who had all kinds of medical issues.
They believe she might have leukemia, that she was asthmatic, that she
They're
had
talking about the
seizures.
people in the
She
community.
Huh?
The people in the community believe that's what it was, because that's what the mama told them. It's not
Oh,
like
okay. I'm about to say, what the fuck? Who is they? Doctors? They didn't know this shit. Gotcha.
well,
had ear
she tricked the
problems.
doctors too.
Go ahead.
I said they somewhat tricked the doctors too. You hear about it?
Hey, Slay.
Eye problems. She was paralyzed from the waist down, could not walk, was in a wheelchair. I mean, you name it, this girl had it.
She captured sort of the heart of the Springfield community early on.
They got a house from Habitat for Humanity in Missouri.
It's so easy to live here, and it's so peaceful.
And I think the headline was something like Hurricane Katrina survivors, happily settled here in Springfield.
It just proves that happy endings are not just in fairy tales, they're real.
Gypsy's mother seems so brave in the face of
I ain't gonna even lie. Gypsy mama look like an evil stepmother. She does. She looks like one of the Disney characters that embodies evilness.
much adversity.
Oh my goodness, what an incredible mother this is to, she's on her own here, taking on this challenge of raising a child with so many medical problems.
But then, on a warm summer night in Springfield, just after midnight, the home built for Dee Dee Blanchard and her daughter Gypsy became the scene of a brutal crime. Dee Dee Claudine Blanchard murdered in her bedroom, her daughter missing, the community in shock.
Just total shock. And we have this mother and daughter who just seems, so happy and good-hearted.
Friends had seen a Facebook post on Dee Dee and Gypsy's shared site. That bitch is dead.
That Facebook post was seen by friends.
Friends had seen a Facebook post
Dee Blanchard. I'm motherfucker said
on Dee Dee and Gypsy's shared site.
that bitch
That
is
bitch
dead.
is dead.
That Facebook post was seen by friends and neighbors of Claudine. They ended up then contacting the sheriff's office to do a well-being check, and that's ultimately how Claudine's body was found.
A gruesome scene.
Very brutal, extremely brutal, and almost a severing of her head.
And police found that Gypsy's wheelchair was still in the house, but no sign of Gypsy.
And then, okay, well that really ramps up the need to find her, because you're thinking, okay,
Can Gypsy Rose walk?
Yes.
Anybody, she can. Okay. But the people didn't know that she could walk. They just saw a wheelchair there and they thought maybe she was abducted because they were thinking she was paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe helpless out there without her mom. And
First, they all thought that somebody had kidnapped Gypsy. The second Facebook message indicated that the
what the fuck? And she was just. Somebody said she shouldn't have. I'm looking at these comments because they popping up. Said she was wrong by the justice system. There's no way this girl should be in prison for as long as she was sentenced. She was abused her whole life. I'm shocked at her blatant admissions of what she did on Facebook. Doesn't seem like she was remorseful at all. The first one was "Dead bitch dead," and the second one is "I fucking slashed that fat pig." Oh, the second one was to throw him off. It says, "I raped her sweet, innocent daughter. Her scream was so effing loud." Like, who the hell wrote these sick ass messages? What? Never mind. Let me just listen. This is a lot of twists and turns already.
perpetrator had done something to Gypsy sexually.
I just seen it was a movie. Didn't know this was. I didn't hear about this woman until last week when I was told maybe you should do that. Apparently, she must have got out recently, within the past
Yeah,
year or
that
something
girl
like
been
that.
out for about, she been out some months now.
Well, I said the past year.
Oh yeah, past year, yeah.
That's when they first get out their press run and stuff. The first year they out, they get the book deals and everything.
Hmm.
By tracking.
Okay, so somebody said, is her boyfriend still in jail?
I think so.
How the fuck he get more time than her?
Cause oh God, Trey is
He's
so good.
slow.
He
He's
what?
slow though.
He is slow.
You can look at so how he get more time than her.
The sympathy. It was not, to be honest, for me. Honestly, I think people sympathize with her.
They gotta sympathize with the slow nigga too. He was a simp for some coochie.
No, no, that ain't
He
how it
probably
went.
had never had none before. She put it on him and threw him off. He was already slow.
Damn.
Then I'm just saying though, that damn, he see the
See,
being
once
always
again,
come
once
in being
again,
Captain
once again,
Saberhole.
once
Go
again,
ahead.
this give credence to what I feel about men. You know, now he's slow, but you men can be weak for some coochie. See, it's too many. Listen, I watch a lot of crime shows, right? A lot of crime networks, and there is so many men. Now, there's some women out there too as well that got dictified, but there's so many men out there that they get the coochie and they let the coochie run them. Like the woman, that girl gave that boy coochie to get him to do what he did. All it takes is a little coochie. That's all it takes. Coochie got you going crazy, and y'all do some dumb ass shit for the coochie.
Yours truly, he stabbed her mama out of love. He did it for the love of Gypsy. He was tricked.
Oh
And
God.
he's slow.
Oh God, Jesus, or whatever.
They should have got the same damn sentence. I'm sure it wasn't his idea to kill the mama. The mama never did nothing to him. To this, just why me ain't got to stop putting on their damn capes because y'all end up doing it all the time. And Gypsy Rose just out here fucking another nigga and you in jail. You like, I killed for you, woman. She living her best life.
Actually, I think she married Big Boy.
Oh, she married him? Well, that's honorable.
I'm not talking about the one who did the killing. I'm talking about she got a boyfriend now. I think her husband.
Oh, she done married another nigga. He got, boy, crazy, slow Nick. When you get out, you should kill her.
No, Trey, don't say that.
He fucked his life up for her.
First of all, his ass ain't getting out. He got life, okay? He got life.
She ain't trying to get the Innocence Project, and she just said, "Fuck me."
She don't give a fuck. I told you she done got remarried. I believe.
Just say, bro, where is Silly's mukbang where you need it? You ain't got nothing to say about this, Silly's at a high level. You don't feel sorry for Nick. You gotta feel sorry for Nick, Silly's. You got to. This is unbelievable.
Serving life, yeah. So she had life too. She just got out.
Internet data on the Facebook post, police were able to locate a possible.
I ain't saying he innocent. I'm saying he's slow. If she got out, that nigga need to get out too, because she was the master manipulator. She was Eve.
Almost 500 miles away, outside Waukesha, Wisconsin, to the home of a young man by the name of Nicholas Godejohn.
So they went out, and there was actually a standoff between Nicholas and the police for a brief moment. He was brandishing a knife and waving it around, and he didn't want to come out.
It wasn't even known yet if Gypsy was still alive, but that if she was, it was still thought that she was possibly a prisoner being held hostage by Mr. Godeshan at that point.
But when police got inside the Godejohn house, they found her, along with a load of cash and disguises and wigs she and Godejohn had used. She was there of her own free will.
And that's when they first learned not only that, but
Infamous said she didn't get life. She had a 10-year sentence and she served 8. So she got out on probation. Parole, whatever the hell it was. Damn, she didn't get life. I can get the extenuate. This is weird though. I think they should have got an equal sentence. Are they saying she? Are they saying she didn't stab the mama at all? She didn't touch the mama. She just gave the order.
Actually, in a relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend.
This case has taken several disturbing twists since their disappearance.
And then this stunning moment. Gypsy standing up on her own.
The big shock to a lot of people was that she was up and walking around.
The young woman who supposedly needed a house with ramps and specialized facilities was not paralyzed at all. And then doctors at the hospital had another surprise for the good people of Springfield.
That's when they learned there was nothing wrong with her.
No leukemia, no asthma, no seizures, no paralysis.
I want to start off with saying things are not always as they appear.
What eventually came out fairly quickly was that it was a scam.
A scam the mother had been pulling off apparently for years as a way to trick sympathetic people and charities out of hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Maybe
the wheelchair's just a prop.
And a lot of people were hurt when they discovered that, Gypsy didn't really have any medical problems and that her mom had sort of duped everyone into being charitable towards them.
But for police, the focus was not the scam, but the murder of Dee Blanchard. And her daughter and her boyfriend were brought to the Waukesha Police Department as prime suspects. Gypsy acting as if she had not a care in the world as she waited for the detectives from Missouri to arrive.
Never asked about her mom. She never asked, why am I here?
And then Detective Stan Hancock arrives in Springfield, ready to cut to the chase.
Well, Gypsy, we are here investigating something, so I do need to talk with you about some things, okay?
I'm thankful because I have no idea why I'm here.
Okay.
Nobody knows anything.
Yeah, okay. Your mom's dead, okay? Now, what I want to ask you is, your mom's passed away, okay? She's deceased, all right? Now, what I want to ask you, did you have involvement in this?
She's like, no. Oh my God. Was it a heart attack? Did she commit suicide?
Please tell me she did not commit suicide. She had bipolar.
All these different things. And she just kind of sticks to the story of, I didn't know.
I know you do. I know you, sweetheart. I know you love your mom. I have no doubt that you love your mom. Good. Okay. I know you love your mom. I know you think your mom loves you. But you think your mom is worried about you. Loves you. But we gotta get down to the bottom of the why. Okay.
I honestly didn't do anything to my mama. I don't know.
But that was a lie.
Well, at least she ain't telling the nigga off top.
Like most of her life. Little girl, that fantasy life. Little girls love to dress up as princesses, none more so than Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Gypsy lived a rich fantasy life. That's all she really had.
That fantasy life became the key to understanding Gypsy, the key for Detective Stan Hancock to unravel Gypsy's lies about her role in the murder of her mother, Dee.
Sweetheart, like, you really want to date yourself. You're dating yourself deeply.
No, seriously, I would never hurt her.
Listen to me, okay? I don't play around with that, okay? I'm not gonna play around with this, okay?
I didn't do anything.
They realized quite early, before they even walked into the room, that that she had her wits about her. She's not a stupid girl by any means. She's extremely intelligent.
Gypsy's bizarre case was investigated by Fancy Maselli, for her podcast, The Good Wife's Guide to True Crime.
Now, she's not educated. Her mother didn't, send her to school. Disney movies and books were her education.
The Disney fantasy world became Gypsy's escape from a life with a cruel mother who had used and abused her since.
How was she able to? Well, I was about to say, how was she able to bypass truancy laws, but homeschooling? But you still have to turn in work. Homeschooling reports. If the child isn't turning in any work, how was she able to bypass all of this?
She was able to bypass a lot of shit just because the people thought the girl was so sick. I mean, it's weird, it's strange. It's a lot of unanswered questions, but yeah, it's a lot.
Almost from birth, telling her and the world that she had cancer, leukemia, and an endless list of other ailments.
Gypsy did not necessarily know it was a scam. She truly believed she had these conditions.
Gypsy has a full denture set. It's pretty sad, that she had her teeth rotted right out of her head, and a lot of that has to do with the medications that she was given.
I can only imagine how awful that would have been to have been trapped in a home like that, where, like a prisoner, basically, her whole life.
At one point, as a teenager with dyed hair, Gypsy's mother locked her in a backyard shed when she learned her daughter was messaging with boys online.
In this shed is nothing except for a toddler bed. According to Gypsy, she was told that, if you don't do what I'm telling you to do, I'll put you in there and you'll never come out again. Gypsy wanted freedom. She didn't want to be under her mom's thumb anymore.
It was when the premiere date for the Disney film Cinderella was announced that Gypsy asked a boy she had met on a Christian dating site to come to Springfield, Nicholas Gorcha.
Boy, them Christians be doing the most. They met on damn Christian Mingle, and this nigga went to killing for them.
In March.
10 Commandments be damned.
She was dressed to the nines as Cinderella. She had the big wig on, the big huge blue dress on. So she looked like a fairy tale princess, and he's kind of dressed like Prince Charming.
Unfortunately, it hurt my mom's feelings because of Edwards, and she didn't with her. And anyway, she didn't like her bit on.
Somehow, Gypsy convinces her mom she needs to go to the restroom, and so she wheels herself out. And then Nick leaves the theater as well, and they meet up in the bathroom, the handicap bathroom, and that is where they had sex for the very first time. How romantic, right? She's never even been kissed by a boy at this point, and her first experience with any type of physical contact with another human is, sex in a bathroom in a movie theater at the premiere of Cinderella.
He said it's us against the world.
She's snitching on him.
That he's going to protect me no matter what. And that we're going to get married and everything.
She snitched.
So now, after almost 2 hours of lies, Detective Stan Hancock was finally, slowly getting the truth out of Gypsy. That it was then, after Cinderella, that the plan to murder her mother began to take shape.
Why did Nick hurt her?
Because he wanted it. I told you it was. She put
Coochie
it
one
on
time.
him. I said
Got the
it.
coochie one time.
I
and all of a
said
sudden-
it.
What?
I said that she put it on him, and his crazy ass wanted it again. That nigga thought he was in love.
I told you that's all it took. One time in the damn bathroom and he ready to kill somebody. See y'all.
Did she get out the wheelchair in the bathroom
We
that
don't
day?
know.
I
We
just
don't
wonder.
know. We don't know what the hell. They did it in the chair shit. The fuck? I don't know.
Hey, Foo, I was looking for you
It didn't
earlier.
help. It didn't help that she was dressed up like damn Cinderella. The fuck is going on here?
Now's the time to be truthful, sweetheart. No more lies.
He makes me like it. It's because he wanted me to himself.
Okay.
Because my mom kept getting away from being murdered.
Sure she did. She didn't want her little baby girl to grow up. She wanted you a little bit early on, didn't she?
The truth of it really began to come out. Detective Hancock did a great job of sort of establishing a rapport with her.
She threw Nick under the bus and got 10 years. I don't like her no more. I'm not sympathetic for her at all. She did not take accountability.
And not being judgmental, not being aggressive, because those are the types of things that can cause someone to shut down and not provide information.
I'm sorry. I'd like to admit it. I'll tell you what you're all true.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
I love you so much. But maybe you can help find a way. He killed my mom.
She finally said it.
He killed my mom.
And then Gypsy began to describe how she helped Nicholas sneak into her house late that night, handing him a knife she had stolen for him at Walmart.
Yes, and I got to use the restroom. And at that point, he put me in the bathroom and he locked the door. And he went to my mom's room. And I cried.
You heard your mom crying. You heard your mom crying. You heard your mom calling out your name. She was screaming. She described her screams. Now that's an awkward question. Okay.
And then she kept screaming louder and louder. And then she had said, Gypsy, Gypsy. I think you're making this to me.
At that point, you knew what he was doing. And your mom was calling at you for you.
But I was too afraid to go because I was afraid he'd do the same to me.
And then she said, into her bedroom.
In shock. And then he took me to my bedroom. And he made me take off all my toys off the bed.
So did you take all your toys off your bed?
And he raped me.
And he raped you?
Wait, what? Wait a minute. She really did a number on Nick. Is she saying Nick took the goodies? It is bad. I'm just trying to figure out how this young lady admitted to the police, I stole the murder weapon and gave it to Nick. So you was very, very complicit in this murder, because why else would you steal a knife? So you stole the knife, he killed your mama, and then he decided to take the goodies which you gave him freely in the bathroom at the movie theater? This ain't right. Free justice for Nick.
But Detective Hancock was skeptical, taking photos to document what Gypsy said were the bruises she suffered at the hands of Nicholas Godejohn. As babyish as she sounded and often acted, Detective Hancock realized he was talking with a young woman who was a practiced liar.
Man, a
She's
professional liar.
calculating. She is manipulative. And these are all things that are created.
She's a narcissist.
By what her mother taught her and did.
I'm asking you to turn some straight. You don't think he's going to tell me that you had anything to do with your mom's killing?
She thought he loved it that much, he was just going to take the rep.
Time to be honest, it's like I told you. Walk out that door.
Yeah, I've only had to take notion of us doing everything together as a team, but I
didn't want this. You stole a fucking knife. How did she not want the... What are we listening to? I should have been on the jury. Damn, what the
So high
fuck?
strong. He just high strong. Just
This
for
is
no damn reason.
bullshit.
Just calm down.
The lady said she stole the damn knife and gave it to him, but she didn't want mama dead. What you think we're gonna do with it? Scare?
Listen, Trey, the
Like, you
thing
see
about
me?
this, the bottom line is this. I think that girl got, not only did she snitch, which she snitched, but I think they were kind of lenient with her too because of all the things that the mom, the mom was, uh, she was sick. She was,
Yeah, the mama did some fucked up shit, locking
yeah,
up, and I get
she
that.
imposed all type of abuse on that girl. So I feel as though shit. I'm surprised they even locked her up. To be honest, I'm
I
surprised
could
they
have
gave her
took
anything.
I could have took leniency if that was her story from the get go when it came in and just explained. Look, y'all see the wheelchairs. I've been this woman tortured, did all types of shit to me. If she came out honest initially, I would be cool with that. She denied, lied on Nick some more, admitted to buying the knife, but stealing the knife, denied. Do you a mastermind at this point? You were that traumatized, tell the people. This was your chance to be like, I had to get away from this bitch. She
Well,
was evil.
she said that too.
Not in these first 2 hours we heard her say, did she commit suicide? She just lied.
Yeah,
This shit it was calculated.
I agree.
I need to get the Innocence Project on Little Nick case. If she free, he need to be free too.
Oh
He's
God.
slow and he was tricked.
Oh,
He was tricked.
So did you kill your mom?
No, no, sir.
Did you help
No, sir.
Nicholas kill your mom?
No, sir.
Hey, feast with Cornice.
No, sir.
Did you have knowledge that Nicholas was going to kill your mom before he did it?
No, sir.
She truly believed she was going to get up and walk back out of there.
But down the hall, her boyfriend Nicholas Godejohn was about to tell a much different story.
I don't think we're ever going to get the full story from either one of them as to what actually went down.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard and Nicholas Godejohn, two very challenged people. Gypsy trying to break away from a cruel mother.
Absolutely. She was a victim. I mean, all the way through, she is a victim.
Nicholas, socially awkward, but looking for love.
We came to learn he did have autism,
See?
in that he was living at home with his parents.
They knew he was slow and they still gave him life. They heard this interrogation tape and seen she was a manipulative little bitch, and they still gave him life.
yeah, yeah.
System ain't right.
I agree.
If he got 10, if she got 10, he should have got 10. Should have been equal.
I don't think. Well, I don't think neither one of them she got a 10.
Nick wouldn't have been part of this had she not
Because you
manipulated
still
him.
got to realize and recognize, even with everything that the girl went through, the abuse and all of that stuff, you still should be able to not. You could tell. You could tell somebody all these years you went along with it. I mean, if you felt threatened to do it, I guess, but still, you could have told somebody, not just killed a woman. Period.
Yeah, you were old enough. She was old enough to call the police. She was old enough to sneak out the movie theater and have sex. That's the time to run away to the police. Anybody.
Parents and was primarily had this entire life and personality that was lived exclusively online.
And as they went into hiding after the murder of Gypsy's mother, staying in this motel, waiting for a bus to take them to his home in Wisconsin, the two lovebirds cooked up a plan to avoid getting caught.
Mr. Godejohn thought he was going to get away with it. They had planned to mail the murder weapon and a glove from Springfield back to Mr. Godejohn's house prior to getting on the bus.
Wow.
Before they ultimately left, they had come up with a pre-planned story for what to say should they be caught and asked what happened.
Hello. You've been here a long time waiting on me to get here?
Oh my gosh, what has that ever done?
It did not take long for Mr. Godejohn to abandon the pre-planned story.
It took her 2 hours. This nigga broke quick. What, they gave him iced tea?
That he just sort of stole Gypsy in the middle of the night.
Detective Angela Mahoney played on the young man's feelings for Gypsy to get him to implicate her.
And you love her?
There he go getting finessed by another damn woman.
Oh, whatever.
You love her a lot?
I was bummed my eyes out waiting for this moment to where I can talk to you.
Okay.
Because I was so worried about her.
So, do you want to do the right thing by Gypsy if you love her?
No, the truth is I worship her. So
I know you
there's
do.
no way I wouldn't do it.
I know.
Thank her.
I know you do. I believe you do. But this is the point where you're going to prove whether you do or not, okay? You mean you talk,
Okay.
okay? Because it's not fair. It's not fair to Gypsy for her to be honest.
Fuck Gypsy.
And you to lie, okay? So what I want to know is can you tell me this?
I'm gonna go ahead and predict it now. Gypsy Rose is gonna kill her new husband. What? You know what?
First, did Gypsy know that you were going to kill her mother?
Honestly, she asked me to.
Okay, so
She asked me to. And they should have known this because she said she stole the damn knife.
Gypsy knew you were going to do it because Gypsy asked you to.
Yes.
Why did she ask you to do that?
Because she thought it was her only way to be with me.
And then really from there on, he is very forthright and very detailed in what actually happened.
Because, and then the truth is, okay, I'll admit it. I did actually stab her. I will admit it.
Okay.
Filling in the grisly details of what happened that night in Dee Dee's bedroom as he stabbed her.
Do you know how many times you stabbed her?
4.
You stabbed her 4?
4.
The autopsy of Dee Dee Blanchard would show she
One
was.
of y'all said he stabbed her 17 times, so he lying. He trying to minimize his role. I don't think they gonna see a difference in between 4 and 17.
Actually stabbed 17 times. Her head nearly severed.
And then she called up for Gypsy, but Gypsy didn't do anything.
Okay. She hollered for Gypsy.
Yes.
Did she holler for Gypsy once, twice, 5 times?
3 times.
3 times? And what was she saying? Can you tell me how she said it?
She pretty much yelped it.
Yelped it?
And she's like,
Gypsy. Okay.
yeah, she was loud.
And what did you do when she did that?
You could tell he was slow when he said that right there. How old were these people at the time of this? Because I am shocked and appalled at the lack of legal representation in the room with either one of them. No adult, if they're minors, there are no adults in the room, which is supposed to be required by law. You have to have a parent there. And they sitting there talking to these people. I'm guessing they're 18 at this time. That is the.
I'm not sure how old she was when this happened. I'm not even sure of that. I'm sure I knew back then, but this been a long time ago. Shit.
If nothing else, tell the kids, lawyer, call me. Says it's a lawyer, a statement. I need a lawyer. Then call whoever, call me or whoever. Do not fucking talk. They got to the point, traffic, you ain't talk traffic the other day, asking where you going and all that. Man, her. I ain't got time for all this shit. No. Here you go. Do what you gotta do. Answer no fucking questions. Just But yeah, I'm definitely noticing there is no adults in here or legal representatives. If they're minors, there are no adults in there with them, no parents, guardians, or anything. And if they're adults, they ain't got no lawyer. He's slow, understand that, but why aren't their parents there? I'm sure they dude was still living with his parents.
And then stop me from keep on going.
Okay, you just kept stabbing her?
Yeah.
And then they begin a cleanup procedure where actually he asks Gypsy to clean naked. That was his request because that was something that turned him on, cleaning up this murder scene while she's naked.
And then she wanted to have sex with me, so I did.
Okay, she wanted to have sex with you?
Yes.
Okay.
But down the hall, Gypsy had already told detectives that Nicholas forced himself on her.
Did he rape you?
And detectives soon recognized that Nicholas Godejohn had serious issues. That he had two people inside his head, one good, one evil.
The one who actually did all this. The thing is, the good side of me, originally refused to do it.
Okay.
And that's the reason why it was instant that it happened right away.
Okay.
Because my evil side is what actually did it.
Okay.
An evil side with a name, Victor.
So Victor is one of the characters that Nicholas made up. He's his evil side, and he claims that he is a 500-year-old vampire who enjoys killing.
You just got angry.
Let me just point out, Nick is saying all of this while meeting Gypsy Rose on Christian Mingle. He a vampire now.
More than one person inside. There's actually multiple personalities of myself.
Have you been diagnosed with that?
I probably should be diagnosed with it because it happens. The thing is, I used to take medication.
Okay.
I used to hear voices in my head.
Right. Well, you seem like a pretty honorable person. You love Gypsy, so, I mean.
Well, that's the thing. I admitted to, the thing is, me and Gypsy have cried multiple times.
Together over this?
Yes.
Okay.
And I've told her this will haunt me for the rest of my life. This is the truth. It will.
Breaking news now, 2 people charged in the murder of Dee Dee Blanchard, including her daughter Gypsy and her boyfriend Nicholas Godejohn. Both are now in custody.
They had solved the case. Both Gypsy and Nicholas were charged with first-degree murder. But would a jury convict a young woman whose mother had so abused her over the years? Would a jury convict a young man on the autism spectrum who thought he was Prince Charming, rescuing Cinderella?
This is a tragic event surrounded by mystery and public deception.
Gypsy fell through every crack possible. The family was suspicious. They knew things were wrong, and they did nothing. Doctors knew things were wrong, and they did nothing.
As the sad tale of Gypsy Blanchard's childhood abuse became widely known,
It is just horrifying to think that this could go on for 23 years.
Damn.
prosecutors in Missouri had a big decision to make about the 2 suspects sitting in the Greene County, Missouri jail.
You have the person, someone who actually physically carried out the murder that we have to charge,
Nicholas Godejohn.
but then also a co-participant that may have not, in this case, physically wielded the knife,
Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
but was just as involved in the murder that we also had to charge.
But given all that Gypsy had been through at the hands of a cruel and abusive mother, prosecutors feared a jury might have excused what she did.
Due to that long-term abuse that she had already suffered, that ultimately she ended up pleading to second-degree murder with a 10-year sentence in prison.
With the possibility of parole in just a few years. But there was no talk of going that easy on Nicholas Godejohn, even though a first-degree murder charge was going to be difficult to prove.
There was the misconception that what Mr. Godejohn did was sort of this act of chivalry, that he did it to save Gypsy from this situation. That was going to be a challenge to overcome. And then ultimately overcoming the defense, the fact that Mr. Godejohn did have autism.
How the fuck did they find him mentally competent to stand trial in the first place?
May it please the court.
Yes.
Outside of Claudine Blanchard's bedroom door stood the defendant, dressed in all black, wearing blue latex gloves, holding a knife. For the defendant, he was in love with Gypsy Blanchard, Claudine's daughter. And as he stood there, the only thing that stood between him being with Gypsy was Claudine.
The key for the prosecution was to show that Godejohn, looking much heavier since his arrest, had the mental capacity to make his own decisions, autism or not.
And so it really came down to this, this autism that Mr. Godejohn had. He had two thoughts. A benevolent thought that he described as an angel on one shoulder that said, just take Gypsy and run. And a malevolent thought, a devil on the other shoulder that said, the bitch is dead. Yes, this was Gypsy's idea, but the defendant on June 10th was ready to kill.
And prosecutor Nathan Shetman showed the jury some of the text messages that Nicholas sent to Gypsy. Is your mom a light sleeper? It's my evil side doing it. He won't mess up because he enjoys killing.
And these texts show he was enjoying it. He was looking forward to it. He was excited about it.
As the prosecutor made the case against him, Nicholas Godejohn seemed disengaged, one of the known affects of autism.
You could tell just the way that he was, just not very socialized, just kind of, odd behaviors, just sitting, slouching down in his seat and just, looking around in sort of an odd manner.
In his opening statement, Godejohn's lawyer, Andrew Mead, portrayed his client as someone easy to manipulate.
Gypsy knew there was only one way she was going to be able to spend a life with Nick. There was only one way to get out from under the grasp of her mother, and that was to kill her mother. Nick was happy to do whatever Gypsy wanted. He was always compliant. You're going to hear testimony about Nick's autism. He has a low IQ. He suffers cognitive disabilities. And in the end, folks, you're going to understand the dynamics of this case, that Nick wasn't able to formulate the necessary mental state to commit murder in the first degree.
But right away, the jury saw the video of Godejohn being questioned by Detective Angela Mahoney and admitting to the murder of D.D. Blanchard.
Because, the truth is, okay, I'll admit it. I did actually...
Peace with Camise, it's not bi-curious, it's vicariously, vicariously, actually. Yeah, it's not bi though. That just that's you like women. That's gay. So you bi-curious. That's wrong terminology. I'm continuing though.
Stop. I will admit it.
I know.
On cross-examination, Godejohn's lawyers tried to suggest Detective Mahoney had taken advantage of him.
Did you know that he was on the autism spectrum?
No, sir.
Had you received any kind of information that he was on the autism spectrum?
No, sir.
Now, this particular interview took place right after midnight,
Yes, sir.
and he seemed tired to you. Is that correct?
At times when he would say he was tired, he did appear that he might be tired.
Did that cause you to question whether you should continue to question him, given the fact that he was tired and it was after midnight?
No, sir. Being tired is not a deal breaker on an interview.
But John's case was not helped when the jury saw a jailhouse interview he did with a TV reporter while he awaited trial, when he wasn't tired, and also admitted to the murder, describing his deliberations.
The darker part of me was also in love with the darker part of her. And because of it, the thought was, excuse my French, but it basically said, this bitch is dead.
Mr. Perry, do you have a witness you wish to call?
Gypsy Blanchard, Judge.
Gypsy was called by the defense, not the prosecution. She was to be their star witness, trying to save her prince, starting with a scathing denunciation of her mother.
Why were you in a wheelchair in June of 2015?
Because my mother forced me to be in one.
Was there a time between when you first were put in a wheelchair in June of 2015 that you figured out that you really didn't need to be in a wheelchair?
Yes.
When was that?
I always knew that I didn't need the wheelchair.
How did you know that?
Because I could walk.
It was testimony the prosecution knew could be a game changer.
We all knew she was somewhat of a sympathetic figure at that point. And there was a concern that would potentially create a.
You always knew you could. Why you didn't run your ass to the police, to the family, to a neighbor, to the fire station?
Situation where a jury may again.
Clearly, the internet existed because when you met dude on Christian Mingle or some other Christian website, you couldn't have sent an email to nobody. You couldn't have dialed 911.
Think that Mr. Godejean did what he did.
If she could get online and go to Christian Mingle and things of that nature, she could get online and call out or, holler out for some help. Come on now.
Yeah, she could have called a family member, anybody. Yeah, I thought maybe she thought she because if she was told from a baby that she couldn't walk, she probably thought she couldn't. But she said, I've always known because I could walk. But she got comfortable pretending because they said at the opening of Disney that she had to ask mama, could she? But I guess she's scared of mom. But how old was she? Was 23. She was 23 when she was still riding around that damn wheelchair. They could have got up and started walking at the movies right then. The whole audience would have been like, is that Gypsy Rose? She could have left out in the wheelchair, came walking back holding dude's hand. It just a whole bunch of different. I'm still upset Nick still doing time and she out married, living her best life on ABC and all types of shit. She's still getting showered with gifts and praise.
Save Gypsy from these awful conditions that she was in fact in.
What illnesses did you believe you had?
Cancer. Muscular dystrophy.
Truth, notice how the trolls is gone. I ain't seen no troll because even though it's in their little algorithm, it's going to be going to new people. They can't type unless they've been subscribed for 20 minutes. Ha! That's just the loophole.
I needed glasses. I needed hearing aids. Seizure disorder. And I can't remember what else.
And when did you figure out that you weren't actually sick?
I started to piece things together when I was about 19 years old. Then I didn't understand the full extent of how healthy I was until after I got arrested.
Why did you not tell doctors that you knew you could walk or you didn't believe yourself until during the time that you were doing this?
I didn't think that anyone would believe me. I thought they would eventually tell my mom, and that would make my home life even worse for me. I feared her more than I feared anyone else.
And Gypsy testified she paid for everything, bus fare, motels, even the murder weapon was the knife she stole from Walmart. She also admitted that she, not Godejohn, posted the Facebook messages.
And she still got 10 years. She went from, that's what I'm saying. I lose the sympathy for her because she did all that fucking lying at first. Even the nigga she claimed she loved, she said he raped me. The nigga that killed for you got rid of your problem because you was too scared to do it yourself. You threw that nigga under the bus. And the new nigga, and it's a new nigga that married you, you should be forced to eat pussy the rest of your life. No man should ever trust you. She gonna kill that nigga. I'm telling y'all. She gonna be in jail for killing this nigga. Watch.
Stop it, Trey. You don't know that.
Yes, I do. She's a narcissist.
Oh, wow.
If I've ever seen one, she's a narcissist.
Why did you make that post claiming to be Nick?
I wanted her to be found. I wanted the cops to find her body.
Godejohn stared intently as his one-time girlfriend did her best to save him.
Gosh, it looked like he was looking directly through her. It was, you could tell she was terrified.
When you see the pictures of Gypsy and Dee Dee together, she just looks like a little child, you know, with oftentimes wearing a little hat. And then when you saw her on the stand in Godejohn's murder trial, I mean, she's a woman, definitely grown up.
And then finally, the pivotal question from Godejohn's lawyer, Dwayne Perry.
Whose idea was it to kill your mother?
Mine.
Why do you want to kill your mother?
And shit, this is her testimony and he still got life. Man, I'd be mad at everybody in that bitch. Oh, I would be mad.
I wanted to be free of her hold on me.
And with that, the defense now hoped the jury would see the victim, Dee Dee Blanchard, as the person.
Truth, we going to visit Nick. We gonna see if we can get us a prison interview. We gonna go visit Nick.
I don't want to see Nick.
We got to bring this cold case back to life. Nick should be free too. The fuck?
Trey.
Nick needs to be free too.
We should just call the Innocence Project. We just gonna call them. We could call them and, you know.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave a comment on Kim K IG or something.
Oh gosh.
Who should really be on trial.
Nick would love to have some business.
Now, I have never seen facts quite like this. Autism becomes a big factor here.
The mental capacity issue is really where this lies. So the question is, who's the mastermind?
And it was vital for the defense to show Nicholas Godejohn was not the mastermind. That was the role of their final and only second witness, clinical psychologist Kent Franks.
Have a seat, okay?
He has an autism spectrum disorder. His ability to perceive reality is tenuous. He had a psychotic episode when he was 13 years old and hallucinated and talked about hearing 7 or 8 different kinds of voices.
You just got angry.
More than one person inside me. There's actually multiple personalities of myself.
But it would become a battle of the experts, with the prosecution putting its own clinical psychologist on the stand, Dr. Robert Denny.
Did you find the defendant to be intellectually impaired?
I did not.
And then Dr. Denny used the surveillance footage of Godejohn and Gypsy to bolster his opinion. Godejohn cool when they were told there were not enough seats on the bus they wanted to take back to Wisconsin.
What's striking to me is that he did not blow up. He did not react angry or frustrated or which is something that would be very common with somebody with autism.
And then the interaction between Godejohn.
So you saying he got fake autism when they proved he got autism?
Gypsy.
Because you could see where they got in and out of the cab and would walk in and walk the other way, he would hold the door for her. When they walked by on the sidewalk, he was leading, she was following. It looked very normal to me.
Dr. Denny was the last witness the jury heard, the last word on Nicholas Godejohn's mental capacity.
There's been another obvious presence here throughout this trial.
Prosecutor Nathan Chapman knew it was essential to get the jury's focus off Gypsy and the abuse she suffered at the hands of her mother, the victim.
If we're not careful, there can be a tendency to let Gypsy's narrative overshadow what we're really here to decide. Because all along, flying under the radar, coolly, deliberately, was the defendant, Nicholas Godejohn.
And again, the jury was shown Godejohn's text messages as he planned the murder.
He's not doing anything different than someone else who's planning a murder, taking steps to incapacitate the victim, taking steps in case you're caught to have a story. His mild autism changes nothing about any of the deliberation that you just saw. There's just no other decision than he is guilty of first-degree murder and armed criminal action.
Whenever you're ready. Thank you very much, Judge. Let's get one thing straight. Who wanted Claudine Blanchard dead?
Gypsy.
Who? Gypsy did. Gypsy wanted Claudine Blanchard dead. She is fully capable of deception because that's how she lived her life. She was trained that way by her own mother. Gypsy manipulated Nick.
She did.
A low-functioning person with autism. And then Gypsy pressures Nick into committing a homicide against her mother, who's only trying to help the woman he loved.
All along, it was clear that Godejohn's lawyer, Dwayne Perry, had given up on pushing for a not guilty verdict, but instead wanted the jury to find his client guilty of the lesser charge of second-degree murder.
I believe after all the evidence that you consider, there is reasonable doubt as to
Terrible defense. Terrible defense.
capacity to deliberate the first-degree murder. And I believe the appropriate verdict in this case is one of the lesser homicides.
What the fuck? You nigga, that's your closing argument, and you say, I think the appropriate judge is murder, just not the strict one. No, cancel sucks. Nigga, if you gonna do that, you should have just made a fucking deal. You should have been offering deals the whole trial if you was gonna abandon the just not guilty all the way. Why the fuck would you tell the jury that? Nick needs a new trial. Maybe the lawyer was incompetent.
Thank you very much for your time.
The facts of the murder of D.D. Blanchard were never in dispute. The 17 stab wounds, the knife Gypsy stole for him to use, and Nicholas Godejohn admitting to it on video.
Because, and then the truth is, okay, I'll admit it. I did actually stab her. I will admit it.
So the jury was not expected to be out for long.
The main decision that they had to make was if he had the capacity, if Mr. Godejohn had the capacity to deliberate, then he was guilty of first-degree murder. If he did not, then he was guilty of second-degree murder.
And the difference would be how long Nicholas Godejohn would go to prison.
A first-degree murder is life without parole. A second-degree murder has a minimum of 10 and also can go up to life, but it's not an automatic sentence. It was all hanging on that decision.
Godejohn had not testified during the trial, but in a sign of optimism, just before the verdict was read, Godejohn told the judge he would abide by the jury's decision on sentencing if he was found guilty of second-degree murder.
And if they find you of the lesser on count one, you are still asking for jury sentencing, is that correct? Have there been any threats made to you to get you to waive that right? Have there been
He
any
didn't want the
promises?
judge to give him a sentence. He
And
wanted
with
the
that,
jury to do it.
Nicholas Godejohn was ready to hear the jury's verdict.
Would you pass down the file folders, please?
Which narrative had the jury come to believe? Who was the mastermind?
Gypsy manipulated Nick, a low-functioning person with autism. Whose idea was it to kill your mother?
Mine.
His mild autism changes nothing.
As to count one, we, the jury, find the defendant, Nicholas Godejohn, guilty of murder in the first degree. We assess and declare the punishment for murder in the first degree at imprisonment for life without the possibility of probation or parole.
The autism defense did not work. While Gypsy will be eligible for parole in the next few years, Nicholas will spend the rest of his life behind bars.
The bottom line is he still stabbed an individual, regardless of who it was, 17 times. And he, by the
She helped. How she didn't get the same amount of time?
evidence in the trial, enjoyed doing that. And I believe that justice was very much served in keeping him out of the community for as long as we possibly could.
I don't think there is justice in this case. I think that everyone is broken and there is not a way to really put the pieces back together.
A grim ending to what started as an abused child's longing for a Cinderella fairy tale.
It just proves that happy endings are not just in fairy tales, they're real.
Not on this day, not in this courtroom.
He even waved by like he's slow. That jury ain't shit. Oh, Nick, I got to get his book. Okay, this next one is Gypsy Rose, Shocking Truth Uncovered. I think these are jailhouse confessions, I think it said.
At that age, I really didn't understand why my mother was moving us from
Oh,
place.
yes, this is on Lifetime. Gypsy Rose, Shocking Truth Uncovered, the prison confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
At that age, I really didn't understand why my mother was moving us from place to place to place, or why at certain times we didn't have a place to live. But it really kind of showed me that all I really had in my life was my mother.
Since my incarceration, I am finally free to build relationships and friendships. The best memory that I have in my entire life is the day that I got to prison. And I got to go out to the picnic tables. And I'm like,
let me skip it. One of the best days of her life was being able to go out on the yard and sit at the picnic table.
I would think it would have been when she got lucky in the bathroom at the movie theater.
And but she wasn't free then. She said she feels free in jail.
Oh, okay then. Okay.
She had to sneak off to go do that.
I am.
And they didn't get to enjoy much free time because they got caught not too long after they killed the mama.
Finally free to build relationships and friendships. The best memory that I have in my entire life is the day that I got to prison and I got to go out to the picnic tables. And I'm like, I'm free. I'm free to have friends. I'm free.
It was in the bathroom at the movie theater, yours truly. They was watching Cinderella.
To do what I want. It might be in a controlled environment, but this is nice.
Whatever. She said the bathroom.
It's the truth. It's such a good memory.
What's up with the whistle?
Like this poor girl. She has all of these illnesses and then has this.
Honestly, I really didn't know what cancer was, but I was going through so many medications and surgeries that I didn't question it.
So the doctors were operating on you and they didn't see nothing wrong with you.
Most of the family felt that it was not real. You know, it's kind of like the wheelchair.
Yes, you missed E. Brooks.
But then Dee Dee was shaving Gypsy's head and seeing that the medicine is making her hair fall out. So you really didn't know what was going on.
Of course, it was years before we found out that, she didn't have leukemia. That wasn't true. That all of it was a lie.
Munchausen by proxy perpetrators go to the ends of the earth to maintain the charade of having a sick child.
Feeding tube. Wow.
After looking at the medical records, apparently Dee Dee had suggested to different doctors that Gypsy was not getting enough calories to allow her to gain weight, meaning by mouth, which is just wild because all of that was a lie.
The documents that we saw, Gypsy, said that you have a fear of eating.
That's ridiculous. Is that something like my mom said?
Yes.
Wow, no, I never had a fear of eating.
Regardless of what Dee Dee said, it's a doctor's job to figure out what's real and what's not. And that was not done for Gypsy. Unfortunately, the decision was made to have a surgical procedure, put a hole into her skin down to her stomach in order to feed.
My mom used to try to make things that was being done to me fun, and so like the feeding tube name was Mickey Button. And so she came up with a song. It went like this. Mickey Button, MICKEYBOTTON, Mickey Button, Mickey Button.
We find feeding tubes such a common aspect of Munchausen syndrome by proxy because a feeding tube gives a parent almost unlimited control to poison and medicate, starve, and feed their kid.
After the doctors placed the feeding tube in my stomach, I spent 6 months straight inpatient in Children's Hospital in New Orleans. But it wasn't too scary because there was another little girl that was inpatient and she had a feeding tube. And so the thing that she had one made it easier to accept that I have one.
She had a feeding tube installed, so she couldn't have any physical hard foods, and so they need to clean out some of that stuff from time to time.
The feeding tube was painful, especially when it needed to be changed because stomach acid erodes the internal hardware of it. And so every 6 months it has to be replaced. And when it has to be replaced, the child or person is not put under any kind of general anesthesia. They just deflate the balloon that's inside the stomach that keeps the feeding tube in place. And then they just flip it out. But it expands the incision that it gets placed in, and so that part is particularly painful. It made me scream a couple times.
I always would tell her, I'm so proud of you, being so strong and being in such good spirits. She never sounded depressed or sad.
I think I had the feeding tube placed in when I was about 8 years old, and had that feeding tube changed every 6 months until I was 24.
So you had to get that changed twice a year for 15 years?
For 15 years.
I don't believe that there is a single rational human being on the planet that would not agree that what Dee Dee did to Gypsy was one of the most egregious forms of parental abuse you can imagine.
It just breaks my heart so much to think how much I trusted her. And it makes me angry how she took look at this child.
You knew you could walk though. You couldn't tell the doctors ain't nothing wrong with me. When they in there deflating the book.
I didn't know what she did. While I was going to hospitals and having these surgeries and tests done, the Ron McDonald House and Rooms became like a second home. If not, it felt like a first home because we would stay there for months on end. And I guess it kind of disguised the fact that we were homeless. Gosh, there's so many good memories that I have of that house. The staff became more like family to us. I remember they had this desk in the office, and I used to sit at this desk, and the staff would let me make like an announcement whenever it would be like dinner time. And so I'd get on the intercom and be like, dinner is now being served on the second floor dining room. All guests are welcome. I felt so important. The staff had actually dubbed me the queen of the Mardi Gras parade. And I had this beautiful blue dress, and I got to have a crown and a scepter. It was great. I felt so safe. It was probably the best place that I could have been as a child.
I'm just trying to, she never had the urge to get up and walk, ever.
Christine, interview, take one. Mark?
I'm Christine Hooter. I was friends with Gypsy. When I was in elementary school, I was a Girl Scout, and our troop did an Adopt a Family program, and Dee Dee and Gypsy became mine and my mom's family. I was told Gypsy had cancer and was not going to live like past the age of 10 if she was lucky.
She would tell me, with your cancer, you only have about 2 more years. And then when 2 years would come up, she would tell everybody and me, it's a miracle you've lived this long.
I just focused on whatever made her happy. And Gypsy's love for Disney princesses, I feel like, came up 100% of the time I spend with her. Looking back now, that makes a lot of sense because all the princesses are living their best life, which I would imagine is just what she wanted the whole time.
Anytime that I would make friends, my mother would guilt trip me. I thought I was your best friend. And she would make me, in a sense, push them away myself.
All right, last one is she's speaking out after she done got out.
ABC News exclusive, Gypsy Rose Blanchard is speaking out for the first time since leaving prison. Blanchard's complicated life story has captivated the nation after she plotted to kill her allegedly abusive mother. She sat down with 2020 anchor Deborah Roberts to share how she's now rebuilding her life.
I share my story to be a cautionary tale so that the next person that might be in a situation like mine, they don't take the route that I did.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard is finally tasting the freedom she's long dreamed of.
Tell me about the day you stepped out from behind the prison walls.
You don't realize how much you're restricted in prison. I felt like I was in a black and white world and I just stepped into Technicolor. It was amazing.
Her world shifting after spending nearly 9 years in prison for helping plot the murder of her own mother. Gypsy, a victim of her mother's psychological disorder, commonly known as Munchausen syndrome by proxy, in which parents seek sympathy through the exaggerated or made-up illnesses of their children. Since childhood, Gypsy's mother, Dee Dee, portrayed her daughter as frail, disabled, suffering from multiple illnesses, including leukemia and muscular dystrophy, subjecting the girl to life in a wheelchair, a feeding tube, and unnecessary surgeries, even having some of her teeth removed. It was all a lie.
When you look at these pictures now of Gypsy Rose, what do you think now?
I don't even associate with that little girl anymore.
Do you recognize her?
I don't. Like, I know that it's me, but at the same time, that isn't me anymore.
Your mom has been portrayed as a monster.
I don't believe my mother was a monster. She had a lot of demons herself that she was struggling with. I didn't want her dead. I just wanted out of my situation. And I thought that was the only way out.
Is she still saying she didn't want her dead? You didn't want her dead, but you thought that was the only way out. So you did want her dead. Women.
In 2015, Gypsy says she reached a breaking point and plotted with a boyfriend she met online, Nicholas Godejohn, to kill her mother. Gypsy would later plead guilty to second-degree murder. Godejohn was convicted of carrying out the
Oh, she didn't go to trial. She pleaded guilty. They wouldn't take a plea deal on Petty John. Go to John, my bad.
stabbing death and sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Is it fair that he is incarcerated for life for killing your mom and you're out?
Well, I'm sure that we both have a lot of regrets. All I can really say is that I did my time. He's doing his time for his part.
What the f you cold-hearted wench? That nigga regret the day he met you. He was living his best life until he met you. You said the man raped you. I did my, she took a 10-year plea. I did my time. She did, true, but damn. You know, I'm like the lady. You don't feel sorry that he's doing more time than you. You were the mastermind behind it. You helped stab. You helped clean up. You don't feel bad at all that he just doing more time than you.
Rated for life for killing your mom and you're out?
Well, I'm sure that we both have a lot of regrets. All I can really say is that I did my time. He's doing his time for his part. And I wish him well on his journey.
During her prison stay, public fascination with Gypsy
Man, if he got out on the Innocence Project, I wouldn't even be mad if he went straight back for getting her. I wouldn't be mad. She don't give a fuck about nothing.
exploded. Her story portrayed in multiple documentaries and a drama series, The Act.
I'm so trapped. And I can't tell anyone.
Gypsy now sharing unscripted personal details about her past in a Lifetime docuseries, The Prison Confessions of Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
You say that you were addicted to painkillers.
Mm-hmm.
How serious was this addiction?
You know, this is really hard to talk about because it took me down a really dark path.
Through the feeding tube?
But I felt like it was my only way to cope for a time.
So when you made this decision to take part in the killing of your mom, were you high?
Yes, I was.
What?
And do you blame that for your decision?
No. I don't blame drugs. I don't blame anything. I don't make excuses.
And now?
And now I'm sober. Now I haven't used in 4 years, and I don't feel.
Oh, so you was in jail getting high?
I need to. Hey everyone, this is Gypsy. I'm finally free.
Her journey sparking a cult-like following online.
Do you feel any conflict with that? You've got fame?
6.5 million followers on IG.
even though you participated in a murder?
Of course, I feel conflicted. Fame is not what I'm looking for. I always said I think I'm infamous, and then I came out famous.
You've had shots of your selfie out of prison. You've commented on your love life. Are you enjoying the attention?
Honestly, I'm a very shy person. I don't think that I'm doing anything that anybody else wouldn't do. I'm being myself.
Ryan Anderson, her new husband who wrote Gypsy in prison, was waiting outside the prison doors after his wife's release.
She gonna kill you, Ryan. Run.
Oh, I missed you.
I miss you too.
But you're really together physically for the first time.
Yes.
We call it newly together with.
What are your plans? Do you want to have children?
We've talked about starting a family. We just don't know when at
He
this
looks
point.
slow too.
Our lives are pretty hectic right now.
So this is your happily ever after, the gal who liked being a princess.
It is, yeah. I had to kiss a couple frogs to get to this one.
What the fuck? And she calling my nigga Goldie John. She calling my nigga Nick a frog. He threw his life away, and she didn't reduce this nigga to a frog.
Her face.
Oh, thank you, baby.
And Deborah Roberts joins me now for more on this. Deborah, this was such a riveting interview. What surprised you most when you got to sit down and actually talk face to face with Gypsy Rose?
Well, you and I keep talking about it, and everybody's talking about it behind the scenes.
Yeah.
First of all, that surprised me, this level of intrigue around this woman. But I think more than anything else, I was so surprised by her comportment. She is very well spoken. She is self-aware. She clearly says she doesn't make excuses for the fact that she's done something horrific or participated in something horrific. Just how composed she was. And this is a gal who says she came out and went into prison with a second grade education and, you know, obviously educated herself a little bit. And she's the way she framed talking about her mother. She doesn't blame her mother completely. She sees that she had mental illness. I was really surprised at how well she's able to sort of adjust and talk about what has happened with her.
She's garnered a lot of fame throughout this case. How is she handling all of that attention now that she's out of prison?
Well, that's going to be the big test, I think. I mean, 6 million social media followers, like within weeks of coming out of prison. It's crazy. What is that all about? But I think that a lot of Gen Zers are sympathetic to her cause. You know, you've heard people talk about Britney Spears and what she's been through in her life, right? I think they flock to people who have endured all kinds of things, including abuse in her case. Obviously, a tragic ending with her mother. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how she deals with this because she was in prison when it began to roll. Now she's outside, and a lot of people are trying to get their clutches in her.
She's also trying to work to rekindle her relationship with her father. We saw her there with her husband. You met him in person. He was writing to her while she was in prison. What was it like to see them together, and what do you make about her relationships and how she's trying to move forward now?
I was surprised when I saw the two of them together because a lot of people, at least online, have been very skeptical of him. Who is this guy who is trying to, join the, sort of the sphere of this young woman? I think Ryan Anderson seems genuinely concerned and interested in her. He wrote her when he was in prison. They corresponded for about a year, or when she was in prison, they corresponded for about a year. He seems like a nice guy. I don't know. I mean, is she stepping out into the world? Is she ready for a marriage at this point? She and her father have rekindled, and they didn't really have an estrangement per se. Her mother kept her away from her father. So now she's beginning to build a relationship. So this is all new for her. She's stepping out into the world at age 32 for the first time as an adult on her own.
It'll be interesting to see how the story develops. Deborah, thank you.
Of course.
Hi, everyone.
Oh, that's it. Free Nick Godejohn, man. Nick done did 9 years. He need to be pardoned, commuted, something. He need help. He need to be out here getting famous and stuff too. That is all I'm saying. But yeah, the new nigga, he gonna be dead within 5 years. Watch it. That's my prediction. Got anything, Truth?
Nope.
All right, me either. See y'all tomorrow, and we will be reviewing the Monique Son interview. I was looking because the one that I uploaded, as y'all can see it, it's cut up and it's cut up, so we missed some shit, but I can't find I went to the original source where I got them just from, and I don't know, there is no whole version without, because it seemed like on a lot of parts they were getting to something good and then it just cuts. So there is no whole thing. I just put the 6 parts together as he got it on his IG. I mean, not his IG, his TikTok.
I
So
thought
that's
he
what we will
was.
be doing
I thought he
tomorrow.
said he was gonna stop talking.
He after the third video, after he did his third video, and then when she said fuck him, he just did the thing, I'm sorry, mama. But he's only done that one interview that I know of with that guy. I don't know what made him choose him, but that's the only interview I've known him to do. Was that one, and and the guy was just pretty much asking him, I don't know, the dude was he's a dick to me.
What?
Yeah, the guy that was asking the question, he was being a dick. It's almost like he was trying to make sure he played nice so Monique might shout him out or something at a later date. We shall review it tomorrow, though. And see y'all in the morning on Crime and Justice. We bringing cold cases back to life like
Shut up,
only
Frank.
we can do, because we is social justice advocates over here. In fact, we is going to get up with Nick, go to John. We doing prison interviews and everything. The fuck?
What? You was really feeling for Nick, huh?
I'm finna get a collect call from Suge Knight and everything. I'm lying. I'm lying.
Nick should have known better though, for real.
He was slow.
You know he was so slow and all.
If he didn't have autism, I would be with y'all 100%. That nigga was just a simp, but he was a slow simp. And he got the cookies before he killed her. He wanted to have sex again. This wasn't right, man. This ain't right. He might do an interview. He will do an interview. Nick want his story told. I bet he'd be cussing her clean out. I'm telling you, especially since he done seen her get out and get married. Oh, he mad. Then she called him a fraud and said the new nigga the prince. Oh yeah, Nick got a lot to say. We just gotta find him. Gotta find him. He can find anybody. He in jail. He ain't going nowhere. All right, y'all. It was fun. Kept it under 2 hours.
See y'all tomorrow.
If you could give us a overnighter, you ain't doing shit.
That's a damn lie. I'm not doing it.
It's Friday. You ain't got no job. You might as well
You
go
ain't even
live.
in a position to ask me to do a motherfucking thing. You dipped out on me. You did not contribute to my life. You better be glad.
I did not dip out. I was on the panel. I talked and I was in the chat. What are you talking about? I talked.
You through talking because I'm finna hang up.
You just ain't gave. You just don't want to do no overnight that you owe the people. We ain't forgot you owe us.
Listen, I don't owe nobody shit, and I don't have to get no reason.
You owe us an overnighter.
I don't know what video you talking about, Infamous.
So now you don't owe us no sleepover?
Nope.
You just turning on the people?
I ain't turning. Now you just trying to be messy. I ain't turning on nobody.
Y'all heard it. She said, fuck the people. She said, I don't owe nobody nothing. See how they get with it? They become vice president and they just lose their damn mind. Look at them.
Yours truly, I thought you was getting ready to take Miss Marge and go somewhere else. Why is you being messy? You being messy. Really being messy. And this ain't even a weekend. It's just this.
It is Friday. It's Friday. Any other time you call Friday the weekend, ma'am. Hit you with your own loophole.
We just got into Friday. Friday just started. Got all day.
It's the weekend. Don't make
Won't you
us
still the
cry.
all nighter? The fuck you mean? Why won't you get one?
Well, how much come? Well, I gotta find something else to go live about. I see Gabe got some security called Blah. I got to find. So I would have to find something else to go talk about. That's why. See, you be having topics on topics on topics.
I do. I got a lot to catch up on, actually.
See, that's what I'm saying. I just be winging it.
No, you don't, Troy. Quit lying.
I do. Q has not re-uploaded no video since she fucked around and uploaded the wrong thing the other day. She must think we forgot. You was embarrassed. I got the notification and I synced it because I was looking for the pizza in Swarmer. I don't know what Swarmer was, so I was interested in seeing it, and she just was talking for 4 minutes.
So she took the video down?
About 2 minutes after it went up.
Oh wow.
Because she realized she uploaded the wrong thing.
That
But
girl
I ain't
losing her
seen
damn
nothing for
mind.
her other fibrissimus.
What little mind she got, she losing it.
She ain't put out like she been slipping on the content. I hope all is well.
She trying to move. She trying to make
let me see if they got some on the couple channel. But she trying to move back to Abuja?
No, she trying to move back to the States.
Well, she ain't got to worry. Her visa be over with in a minute.
That's what she waiting on. She's trying to sweat it out.
That's her escape.
Mm-hmm.
My visa, honey, my visa. Yeah, they ain't did nothing on the fifth channel in 2 weeks, man. The fifth, what the hell? We getting worried. Where's Favor?
The fibber's been fibbing. You know, it takes time to come up with them lies they be coming up with, Chad. They a mess.
Where is Miss Favor?
She down the hall in the next room by them.
Chopped
She probably was
cheese.
the motherfucker playing that music that night. Q done got all types of irritated with doing Monk Bun. That night she was sitting there and they were playing that music, I was weak. I was dying laughing. Oh my God. Baby, they cut that music on. She was upset. Really? Really? When I start filming, girl, don't nobody give a fuck about you filming. And the way she was talking, listen. If you think about it, the way she was talking when they cut the music on, and she was like, they waited good until I started filming. It's like she knew who was playing the music. And they should have known she was filming. Because how you expect your neighbors to know when you filming, child? Anywho, that's just my see, I don't believe shit that girl say. I don't believe shit she say. Nothing.
We putting out an APB out on you, Q. It's been 6 days since your
APB out
last.
on that raggedy motherfucker. She can stay where she at.
I'm worried. I'm worried about it. She's still an American
I don't know what
citizen over there in the Nigeria.
Q is known for leaving and going MIA and coming back in a whole nother country, coming back divorced, coming back broken up, coming back married. She known for this type of shit. See, you just not getting it too. She is known for this type of shit. The girl take more breaks than a damn. Let me tell you, it ain't nothing new.
It's been 3 weeks, 2 weeks since the last film video, and they ain't getting up to 13,000 views on it. It's been a minute, so they ain't the check for that junk gonna be light. And then 17K 3 weeks ago.
And then with her having to put that lettuce back and ain't had no tomatoes,
Oh
I think
shit!
she's going broke.
I forgot all about she put the lettuce back.
That shit right there was behooving to me.
And she, 6 days, Q. Spicy spinach soup with what the fuck is Titus fish? Fuck it, we here. Y'all want to see what Q talked about 6 days ago? I ain't seen it. The last one I saw was her chopped cheese, which we determined wasn't ground beef. We still don't know what type of meat that was, but it definitely wasn't ground beef. So she said, stay over. All right, then. I can just cut the eat with Q. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to end it and come back. I'm gonna end it and come back. I'm not gonna convolute the show. I'm gonna do a StreamYard shit. Be right back, people.
Bye, y'all.